Hey guys, I want to talk real quick about my new cycling computer. I've been using a trusty Garmin Edge 500, and it was wearing a little bit old or whatnot, but I mean it was working. There was nothing wrong with it. And I was looking at some new bike computers, and I'm kind of shocked at the price of some of these. It's absolutely nuts. Anyways, so I started looking at different options, and I found this Bryton. They make several different type of cycling computers. What actually brought me onto them was I was watching some other YouTubers, and they bought some of these models and said only good things about them. So I figured, hey, you know what? I'll give a shot. They're quite inexpensive compared to Garmin or Wahoo's or you name it. They're fairly inexpensive, but I'm blown away by this particular product, which is the one I bought. There's lots of videos online about the product itself, and they try to compare the you know, when they demo the unit. So I'm not going to go into the software port and do a boring thing, but some things that I really like about it is, and I know a lot of the newer ones do this, but I'm going to compare it to my Garmin Edge 500, which is it's actually the Garmin Edge 500. There's more people still riding that than anything else. Kind of crazy. So I think the new wave of upgrade is gonna come fairly soon. And by the way, I'm not sponsored by Bryton or anything like that. So I bought it with my own money, and I really like the product. So the Rider 530, I was able to get here in the U.S. for about $150. Which is not that much. I mean, the Edge 500, which is old, actually cost more than this unit. So I think what's happening is that Garmin, yes, they were first. You know, I really think that they were the first ones to have GPS kind of high quality cycling computers. And they've also priced themselves as, hey, we're the leaders, we're the best, and all that stuff. But nowadays, you know, I look at this Bryton Rider 530, the one that I purchased, and I'm like, hey, Garmin, I'm sorry, but you know, making you guys billionaires. You know, if you think about it, a cell phone has a lot more functionality than a bike computer. It has GPS, and you have software, and you can update, and you can do a lot of things with a cell phone. So why is a GPS bike computer as expensive, if not a lot more expensive, than a modern cell phone, which is large and, I mean, and can do you know, tons of more things. So the Rider 530, what do I like about it? Why am I recommending it? Well, partially, if it was just an okay product at an okay price, I would have just used it, and I wouldn't really have done a video about it. The reason I'm kind of making a video about it is I'm kind of blown away by it. So the screen compared to my Edge 500 is about twice the size, and I really like that. It's not that I have bad eyesight or anything. It's just I really like the larger screen. It is not touchscreen. I don't like touchscreen bike computers because if you get sweat on your fingers, which, come on, if you're out riding, it can happen, and you get sweat on the screen, it thinks you're clicking it because of the moisture. Also, if it rains and you're trying to do something on it, it doesn't work properly because, again, the raindrops mess with the touchscreen. So it is 5-button whatever, and I find it very easy to use. My learning curve was literally 3 to 5 minutes when I first looked at it. What I really like about it is it's very accurate GPS. compared to my Edge 500. I know that I'm comparing an older model, but a lot of you guys out there do have an older model, so it is more sensitive than the Garmin Edge 500. And I really do like that when I accelerate or even go really slow speeds, that it reads that movement. It has so many functions that I'm not going to go over all of them. It's crazy. So yes, it'll connect to your power meter. It's AMP Plus and Bluetooth 4.0. So if you have power or heart rate strap or cadence meter or anything like that, it'll read it. So there's no problems there. You can set it up to auto upload to Strava. So once you get home and you set it up to immediately recognize your Wi-Fi, you can set it up so that you upload it to your Wi-Fi or whatever and upload straight to Strava. Absolutely love that. Going from the Edge 500 where I had to plug it in, and I know all the new ones do that too, but it's so good. I love it. I literally, as I bike into my garage, I just click down, upload, boom, and it uploads it. So I think that's really, really cool. It does connect to your phone. I did that, but I didn't feel like I had to. I come home and it connects to the Wi-Fi and I upload it, and it worked fine. It has a massive, 33-hour battery life. I absolutely love that. I didn't have an issue with the Garmin 500, but I do know that the newer Garmins that are larger, and they don't last as long battery life compared to this Bryton. So I really like the Bryton 530 because of that. Something else that I liked is when you buy it, it comes with two different mounts. The mounts, the cheap mount that either mounts to your stem or to the handlebar, and also the, what do they call it, up front mount or whatever. It actually has two different mounts. So I really appreciate that. At a low price, it came with that. One of the best things with this particular unit, the 530, is that it has a mapping feature. So if you're doing any kind of adventure cycling or adventure racing or anything like that, where you're following a GPS, I don't know what extension it is, I can't remember now. But anyways, so you can upload that to the computer and follow the course, basically follow the map. And there's a lot of others at a much higher price point that doesn't have that. And so I really, really like that about this one. If you're never going to use a mapping feature on a bike computer, you can go for a cheaper product. So if you're never going to use the mapping aspect of it, I would then go with either the 330 or the 310. Both of them are less expensive than the 530. That being said, the 530 for $150, which is what I paid for it, and you can get it for that. It's like, man, I like the larger screen. I have it set up with 6 data fields, and all 6 data fields I can see super clear. I mean, it's large numbers, easy to read. I don't think I would go back to one of the smaller screens personally. Now, for the minimalist out there that wants the absolute minimum just to track your GPS and you don't want to see that much data, then the smaller screens are perfectly fine. Go for it. Who am I to tell you not to do it? I've never seen the Rider 100. That's actually brand new. That's super tiny, and I bet you it's at a price that's, I mean, they have really good pricing. The quality seems up there. The buttons seem good. It's water resistant. I mean, what else do you want on a bike computer? good battery life. Yeah, I'm fully happy with my purchase. It's not every time. So here's the data fields. You can have. This is how I have it set up. I have six data fields. But I mean, you can get so much data. I mean, how much data do you really want on the screen? It does not work. At least I don't. It's a little bit different from a Garmin mount. So if you have a whole bunch of Garmin mounts, then maybe, and you have a lot of bikes or whatnot, then maybe you want to invest in some extra mounts. Yeah, I bought the 530E, which is the cheapest version. The only thing that differs is what comes with the box. So if you want a heart rate monitor as in a chest strap, then you get the H version. If you want the cadence sensor, then you get the C version. And if you want dual, which means both HR, the heart rate strap, and you also want the cadence sensor, then you buy the T version. I already have a chest strap from Garmin that I've had for years. I already have a cadence sensor, so I didn't want to buy doubles. I just literally wanted the unit itself. Doesn't matter which one you get, you always get the unit, and the unit is exactly the same no matter what. The only thing that differs is the accessories that you get with it. You get the bike mount, and you get the F mount, I guess they call it, and a USB cable, which it's a micro USB. It's super simple. I mean, you probably already have 10 of those lying around somewhere. That's it. Quick and dirty video of the Bryton Rider 530. I really like it. Can't say anything bad about it. So if you guys are looking for a bike computer, GPS enabled bike computer, then this is a great buy, great price. Thanks, guys.